On the scorched sands of Vraxos Prime, the sky burns red and the ground trembles beneath 1,000 clawed feet. Tyrannids descend in an endless tide, their hunger insatiable. But the Imperium does not yield. A desperate alliance of Astra Militarum, Adepta Sororitas and Raven Guard stand firm, outnumbered, outgunned, but unbroken. This is no battle. This is survival.
Welcome to the Wargamist. We're here with something very different today. This is the first time we've ever done it. It's Horde mode. And we've got, Rob's very kindly came back. Hive Mind Rob. With how many points of NIDs have you got just on the side?
Well, hey guys, Hive Mind Rob here. I've brought 6,000 plus Tyranids.
It's mad. We put it on the board earlier, it just filled up the board, so we'll just put a few shots of that in. But we're basically doing a Horde mode. If you haven't played Horde mode, I think it was the Poorhammer podcast who did it. We'll put the rules in. It's very cool. We're not going to go through all the rules right now. We'll go through them as they're relevant, but there's going to be 3 Imperial players, 2 new people to the channel that have never been on before, Tim and Alex. They'll come on in a minute. I'll be playing the Sisters. We each will have 500 points, and then you will have 3 deployment zones, which you will randomize what comes on. It could be anything from what a Tyrannofex to...
It could be Hormagaunts, Gene Stealers, Tyrannofex, even a Harpy on a Gargoyle.
And you can subdivide it so it can go wild. You could fill up the board very quickly. So I think the task here with the person who's running the Horde mode is to balance the try and be as balanced as possible and be more like a DM in Dungeons and Dragons. You could go wild and just kill us in 2 turns, or you could balance it out and see how we're doing.
Well, we want to have a fun game, so we're going to make it...
Try and get to 5 turns with some of our models left, we'll see. But so yeah, we'll dive into it. We'll go through the, you don't really have a list because yours is randomly generated, but the 3 of us, Tim, Alex and myself, will go through our lists and deployment and just crack on.
That is true.
Let's do it. So I'm bringing the Sisters today. I'm going to go with Hallowed Martyrs just because I think it's all about survival in Horde mode, and as you lose models, I think you gain +1 to hit, and then if you're under half strength, you get +1 to wound as well. So hopefully, come turn 4, turn 5, when there's not many of my Sisters left, they will still be able to punch up. So I've got a Canoness. She'll be riding around with 10 Sacrosancts, just to kind of be a bit of a block on one flank maybe. They'll also have a Hospitaller in there as well, so they can regen things. That's going to be quite useful as we run out of forces. I think I've just got a Battle Sister unit as well for the OC to be annoying, putting Flamers or Heavy Bolters in there, and then a tank. Bring a Castigator, it can plow through as chaff, or it could maybe take out some elite monsters as well. But it's just over 500 points. I think it's 505. I think Tim is just under, so you can kind of balance that out across your board as you go. But it's all thematic anyway, so that's me.
Hello Wargamers, Alex here, featuring the Raven Guard today. We heard the distress call. Kayvan Strike is his personal warband of heavy ordnance to come dissuade the Tyranids. So first of all, obviously, leading up with Kayvan Strike, we have a 5-man contingent of scouts with various war gear, just to hold the line. And then we've got a mighty, bulking 6 unit of Centurions. So obviously we're doing Vanguard Spearhead today in theme, so they can do some teleport shenanigans, just to weigh down the firepower where needed. Generally very good with over moment, and good force multiplier for the Tyranids. So yeah, hope to see how we do, and off to the next person. So
I'm Tim. I'm bringing my guard today. I've got Marshal Dreer with 10 Death Riders of Krieg, a squad of 10 Krieg infantry, and a Lehman Russ battle tank with Demolisher cannon. And I'm running the Recon Scout Force detachment.
At the start of the battle, each player receives a random secret mission. Only they know it, and it is their primary objective for the battle. The Battle Sisters drew Hand of Fate. The defenders must complete at least 7 secondary objectives. The Raven Guard's mission is team player. They need all friendly players to survive. And the Imperial Guard got Cleanse Sacred Ground. At the end of the game, hold a no man's land objective with no enemies or friendly units within range.
So we've all deployed within 12. It's a Dawn of War deployment, so within 12 inches of the side. We have put some terrain in the back corner more for thematics than anything else. We've got Castigator over this side with Strike and some Scouts. We've tried to hit everything here. We've put the horses at the back because they can go a bit of everywhere, can't they? My sisters are on the objective because they give Sicky. The Centurions are apparently very slow, so they need to be in the middle to gain lots of line of sight. The Sacrosancts can be hopefully backing up them in the middle, and then we've got Tank and Craig on the side here. In terms of what means what, this is basically a barricade, but it gives cover for anything in it and over it, so you can see and shoot across it, but we can, it actually gains us cover, which means at least Tim's stuff has a 3-up safe hiding behind it. These are ruins, so you can't shoot across. This is not being used as the actual model, but it is a ruin as well. These are counting as ruins and ruins. And we've actually, in the deployment zone of the enemy, given 3 zones, 1, 2, 3, because he will be deploying 3 times minimum each turn. And that's it. The craters are used as craters. But let's crack on to Horde mode, turn 1. Let's see what the Tyranids bring. So we've started turn 1, and Rob, talk us through what you've spawned in the 3 zones already.
So in zone number 1, I've rolled a 7, so I chose a harpy to come down. In zone number 2, I rolled a 9, so I got myself a hive chrome, and I rolled high again. I rolled another 9, and I bought 20 gargoyles with a warrior prime.
Lovely.
I made it look fanatic.
Really cool. The air raiding to start with. Just because I think the Horde mode AI doesn't have anything for aircraft, so they're both in hover mode.
Yes, they are in hover.
Cool, okay. And then Tim, what were our secondaries that we've got to do this turn as a Imperium?
So our secondary is back to basics. So we earn supply points for every Horde unit that we kill with +1 to that number.
Good. So there's basically 1, 2, 3, 4 on the table. So let's see what happens. But Horde goes first. So let's crack on.
Horde does go first.
Rob, you turn 1 charges. Thanks for that. What happened?
First turn charge, the hive chrome flew up, took a couple of pot shots at the Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
Dropped a spore mine, so I have a little spore mine friend there.
Yeah.
The hive chrome, he flew up, flamed the Centurions. They were tanks, they couldn't do anything. The gargoyles and the warrior prime moved up, shot strike, didn't do anything unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we charged.
Yeah, double charge.
Double charge in. We killed 2 more guardsmen in combat with the Scything Talons. But over here, the first wave of his Scything Talons didn't work, but his specialised tail spike
Skewered one.
killed a Centurion and threw it.
Right, I'll push back then. We've got a bit of a problem. Let's see how we kill these 2 things in 1 turn. Over to the Imperium. So what happened that turn? Lots of things happened that turn. We killed everything. Basically, we managed to... The Demolisher finished off the one in combat a lot, but then quite heavily hurt the one just outside of combat, the Harpy thing. And then I think the last cannons that were then released from combat, Alex's last cannons turned around and absolutely murdered the other one. And then through various bits of shooting, the gargoyles got cleaned up, and then was it Strike who killed the Prime at the end, I think?
The Scout Squad shot.
Oh, the Scout Squad with their
Bullseye.
Bullseye, yeah, these guys on the end there. So overall clearing the field, which gives us a lot for our secondary. I think we're sitting on about 7 each or something like that, but over that, 8, so it's pretty good. So let's see, Horde round 2, we've cleared the field. We're not pushed forward though, so we're only really on 1 secondary. So Strike's got to hold that one on his own. So what happens? So Horde turn 2, talk us through zone 1, 2 and 3, Rob.
Ooh. This time round in round 2 of bringing the Horde on, I rolled an 8 here, so I'm bringing an old Highest Vex on board called Licker Tongue. Next one, I rolled a 10, so I'm bringing an old One Eye with his buddies. So yeah, bring out the big guns. And on this side, I rolled an 8, so I brought out Hive Guard with impact cannons.
Nice. Okay.
6 of them.
Gosh, okay. So there's slow trudge up the field instead of a giant rush up the field, basically. And then Tim, what was secondary's misery card this turn?
So the secondary was use it or lose it. So collectively, the defenders have to spend 6 SP. And the misery card was grudge match. So each time a Horde model makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll and add 1 to the wound roll.
That's sick.
Both shooting and melee, right?
Both shooting and melee.
Okay, let's get into it.
Alright guys, so nothing really exciting happened this turn. So I moved up the Lick Tongue, he moved forward. Carnifex and buddies moved forward, but this Carnifex shot a sister, killed 1. And the Hive Guard over here, they shot old Strike over there, shot round the corners, only done 2 damage.
Cool.
So, Imperial round 2. Retrospectively, Rob realised he didn't shoot all of his little guys. And what happened? Strike died.
Yeah, poor little Strike died.
That was quite a surprise. But the scouts will take over, I'm sure. So, we have spent some of our supply points. What have we done with them?
So both myself and Alex have bought a CP for ourselves. Grant bought us a secondary mission, which is to kill a Horde character.
And there's only one on the board, which is that. And the other secondary we have is spending SP, right? So between us we have to spend 6 SP, which we've now done, so that's fine. But the other one is we've got to kill that, and we've got to kill them anyway, and they'll surge towards us. And then
I bought a forward operating base for our home field objective, which lets us score 2,
which is quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're down on supply points, but it's fine. We'll get some back now. We just have to kill this middle unit, I think. So let's get into it. All right. So end of the Imperium turn, was that only turn 2? Blimey. Basically, everybody moved forward and did a lot of shooting. I moved the sisters forward as a bit of a screen. The Centurions, they popped off and, well, I think the Castigator did a few wounds. Then the Demolisher killed off the rest of the Carnifex squad. And then these Centurions popped a load of, what was the strat you used, Alex?
Strike from the shadows.
Strike from the shadows on these guys at the back. So, but he split fire basically and took old One Eye down to what? A couple of wounds, 3 wounds, 4 wounds.
3 wounds.
Yeah, get rid of all but one of those, basically, and then these horses just completely surrounded him and destroyed poor old One Eye.
11 dev wounds.
11 dev wounds. Yeah. I mean, he was only on 3, so that was pretty bad. However, they are now very close to the middle deployment zone. Lick Tongue still alive. How many wounds on that one?
Oh, he's on 13 wounds.
Oh yeah, these are not going to be for a great time next time. Yeah. Okay, so we've completed both our secondaries, but it is turn 3 for the Horde, and this is where things heat up, and Rob's had enough. So Horde mode turn 3.
Yep.
It's heating up. Took us through your deployment.
I rolled high all over the place.
And you get +1 to the roll, so you actually got a 13 in the middle as well, which is mad. So go on.
This time round, I brought in a Psychophage and an Exocrine over here. In the middle, I brought a Tyranofex with an acid spray.
Bye-bye horses.
And the Zoanthropes have their big boss with them, the Neuro Tyrant.
Right, las cannons, yeah.
The 20 Hormagaunts with a 6-man warrior shooting team.
My sisters will be
So
fine.
misery for this turn is Unfettered Fury. So the Horde's weapons have Sustained 1 and Lethal Hits abilities. And our secondary mission is Search for Supplies. In the shooting phase, well, basically we've got to do an action on No Man's Land objectives.
Fine.
And
You just
what
have to
we
do
the
one
more points we
minimum.
get. Yeah, one.
Okay, fine. And then is that sustaining lethals on everything, or is it just...
Sustained and lethals on all weapons.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that seems fair.
Not scary at all.
Yeah, that seems really fair. Okay. Come on then, Rob. Let's go. So that was turn 3 for the Horde. Talk us through what happened, Rob.
Oh, turn 3.
Tale of two halves, really.
Yeah. So over here, the Exocrine devoured the 10-man Marines.
Just gobbled them all up.
Eat them.
Guardsmen, the
Guardsmen,
Craig.
they just gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Eat them.
You were a bit mean in the middle. Not gonna lie, there was a bunch of horses here.
Yeah,
5
them
seconds
poor
ago.
horses are long gone. And there's only 2 left, and I have to give them credit. That feel no pain at the end. 6.
Yeah, kept them alive on 1. Yeah, it's good because this is the flamer version of this.
Oh
right?
yes.
So that just roasted them, and then they las cannoned.
That's kind of, and psychic screamed.
Yeah, and then over the far side, I think your warriors did a bit of shooting.
Warriors did a bit of shooting, but my homogons, there was a 20 blob of homogons here. This unit slaughtered it.
Yeah,
Horribly.
I combat interrupted because you decided to fight here first.
Yes.
I then combat interrupted here for 2 CP and I popped another CP to reroll all hits, got them down to 1 person and failed all the wound rolls on the Canoness and then just had to reroll and use a miracle dice. So I've gone through 4 CP to get rid of that unit. But it is what
Worth
it is.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, that was lucky. We've got a lot of clearing up to do, lads.
Oh yes, the Horde is actually coming now. Everyone's coming.
Well, it's just because they've still got stuff alive from the last turn.
Yeah.
If we don't kill them in the turn, we're having a real trouble to get rid of the backlog, basically. So, but yeah, right, okay. Turn 3 for the Imperium.
Imperium turn 3. Grant spent 12 supply points to
went
spawn
wild.
a new unit. What did you spawn, Grant?
I've got a Castigator back because I didn't roll high enough for Morton Val, so she'll come back. A new tank will come on. And I also spent 4 to do
4 for a secondary.
second secondary.
Which was study behaviours. So we randomly assigned a Tyranid unit, which is the warriors, and we fail the objective if we deal any wounds to it.
So we have to leave these ones alone, basically.
Unfortunately.
Okay. What else?
Grant, you also bought a CP.
Yeah.
Alex, you spawned a unit.
That's correct. I've purchased a Gladiator Lancer to reinforce our lines and deal with the numerous large threats.
This side of the board is just full of bugs. Yeah.
Was there anything else you spent on, Alex?
No, not as of yet. I've got 3 CP and I'm ready to use them.
Right, so I spent 7 to heal my Death Riders back up to full.
Yeah.
Ready to charge gloriously to their deaths again.
Again.
I also bought another objective for us to get more points from.
Basically.
Yeah, and I think that was it.
I think that's it. I rolled and got some of my Sacrosancts back, and we'll do deployment and everything in a minute and go kill some bugs.
Hell yeah.
Imperial turn 3, what happened? Stuff.
So, starting off, we got Crossfire from the Castigators, helped pick up the Tyrannifex as well as the Horror Specs.
No, the Castigators didn't do a lot at all. It was these guys. He's a savage.
Yeah, we did a mighty 17 damage to both monsters in an impressive roll.
And then the Gladiator Lancer basically just lets this thing off. Tim's couldn't hit a barn door, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. But yeah, Alex, you can tell why Space Marines are the elite.
I could hit the barn door, it just didn't do anything to the barn.
Barn door, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay. And then what else happened after that?
The Death Riders charged in, took out the last Zoanthrope, and took a big chunk out of the Exocrine and the, what's it called, Neuro?
Exocrine.
And the Neuro.
And the Neuro Tyrant.
Yeah.
In terms of our
Didn't quite kill either.
secondaries, your
Scouts are actively doing their mission.
and then the Sacrosancts have moved over to do it here. I'm not going to charge them because we want to keep those alive.
We're discovering the Xenos behaviour this
Yeah.
round.
So we've done 2 secondaries there, so that's quite good. So Nid's turn 4 now.
Turn 4.
What's happened?
So, 3 misery cards now. First one, sinking showboats. Ranged weapons have precision. They fly now. Horde units have fly and ignore vertical distances when moving.
Everything.
Ignore everything.
Right.
Ignore all terrain when determining visibility for ranged attacks.
Right. Okay.
And then the third one, Planet Quake. selects one terrain piece at random. Units within suffer 2d3 mortal wounds, and the terrain piece is destroyed.
And it was the only thing that was standing in it was my unit, so that's died, and some of my sacrifices died. So
Out of a
great.
D12.
Thanks for that. Yeah, great. And our secondaries. What secondaries do we have?
Our
to
secondary.
control the battlefield.
Yes, control the battlefield. So
Basically, engage in all fronts.
yeah, it's engaged on fronts.
Yeah,
Got to be in all four quarters
quite
outside of
hard.
6 to the centre.
Yeah.
So basically, we've got to choose the
Some
poor
sacrificial
sods.
lands.
That's going to get one.
If there's anything left. Rob, talk us through what you responded.
Oh, that was fun. Well, I just rolled. The first one I rolled was very low. Unfortunately, I always start from this side.
Yeah.
So I got Lucy, the Lictor, and Poppy, the Death Leaper. They're basically because of the pluses I got.
Yeah.
I could split it down.
Split it down.
I got to the lower end, so I finally got my Lictors on the board.
Cool.
Got my Screamer Killer.
Yeah.
And Barb Gaunts.
Oh.
Give me some firepower and some scary face to face.
Yeah.
And the last one, because of the splitting.
+2, right?
Oh yes.
You've got lots of stuff.
Oh yeah. I got the Venom Probes that gives me stealth and cover.
Yeah.
I got the Malaceptor, and I also got my my Norm Emissary.
Okay.
She's out to play.
Yeah, great, cool. So my sisters will be
coming
absolutely
for
fine. Right, let's take it away. Turn 4.
Oh, she's coming for
I
you.
don't think we're going to survive this one. Let's go. Turn 4 for the Nids.
Well, what an exciting turn for my Tyranids. Unfortunately.
What is this?
Oh,
What is this? This is rude.
it's dinner.
Yes, dinner.
That's what it's
So
like. Dinner.
go from your left.
So from my left, basically the horses of the Death Corps of Creed held me up. So that's a good question. What did I kill over here? There was
Well, you had to go towards the horses, didn't you, for
Yeah.
everything? Because the AI has to pull you towards the horses. So you couldn't. You did shoot with some of the other stuff. Killed a few
Yep.
of the.
I killed some
Marines,
of the scouts.
Yeah. Killed some of my
the
sisters. Yeah.
So-
Killed a lot of my sisters in
Oh, yes,
shooting as
definitely.
well.
And mostly in combat.
And then charges. You charged
Oh,
everything in the middle.
And so basically, the Screamer Killer charged, Poppy charged, Lucy charged, and the
These two
Norm
units
charged, and the Warriors charged, just to get as much in as I can.
Yeah.
I have to say, these Death Corps of Creed held their own.
He popped a
literally.
strap for a 5 up for no pain,
Oh,
didn't he?
definitely,
Killed 6 up, was it?
6 up for no pain and minus 1 to hit.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
That's brilliant.
I popped a strat to fight on death here, so I killed a couple in return.
Yep.
My Hespolita died. I also did the word on the Emperor for her, so she went up to a 2-up save for this round. That's kept her alive.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, she would have been absolutely slaughtered. So
She was lucky.
she's very lucky. Believe in the Emperor, Rob.
Yes. Believe in the hive mind you.
So we're okay. We're on a lot of objectives, but I don't think we're going to be able to do our secondary getting into the table corners this turn. So, yeah, let's see what the Imperium can do this turn. Imperium turn 4, we've decided to all go for the resupply because we need it. So Tim's brought on some Scions, I brought on some Marco-Flagellants over this side. Some Giant Marines have come on with more heavy weapons, the Eradicators here. So our plan is to just try and murder all the bugs as far as possible. These guys have fallen back, these have fallen back. So we will get into the 4 deployments because these scouts have come up and come down as well. So we've done our secondary for this turn. But this turn is about trying to kill off as much of that as possible because otherwise, if we can't kill off this wave, we are in a really, really bad place. So let's go. Imperial turn 4, lots of things came down, some Scions came down, Arco-Flagellants came in, we brought them in, we all spawned in. You brought some Eradicators in, Alex.
That's right, yeah.
Who did you oath?
I oath the Norn Emissary.
This emissary was here. So between the Castigators, they managed to pick up the Warriors. I fell back her and she managed to survive, so she's across the border, so she still gets the... we managed to get in all 4 table quarters, basically. These Eradicators went wild, right?
21 damage with 3 dice.
It was insane, yeah. And then over here, because of the various minuses, Tim managed to kill the Screamer Killer. I think Alex's Centurions managed to kill loads of stuff in the middle as well, which was quite wild. Arco-Flagellants had to re-roll and did get in and killed the Psychophage. So we are in an okay place now.
But there's still a lot of stuff out there. So yeah, turn 5 for the Horde. Turn 5 for the Horde. Final turn. Talk us through what has happened. Lots of big things.
Yes.
What is this?
What's that? There's a Cyber Drill. Its real name is... There you go. I can't pronounce it. I call it a Cyber Drill. That's the Tyranid, which is the Rapture Cannon.
Great.
The Screamer is back. Old One Eye's back with his one friend. I brought Void Leapers. I'm going fast. I'm coming after you. Brought Warriors with the Warrior Prime. 3 Zone Threats and a Neolither.
And this thing's still here.
Oh yes, the Manceptor and the guy who survived.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
He's still alive as well.
My Canoness will be absolutely fine.
So for misery cards this turn, there's 3 of them. We have the Mind Killer, removing all enhancements from all characters and forcing us to take a Battle Shock test on every unit in every Battle Shock stage. That's really not going to affect us because it's turn 5.
What are the other 2?
We then got Seller's Market. SP costs or supply point costs are doubled for all purchases.
Great.
Not ideal.
And the last one?
And the last one was...
It's 12. Auto 6 advance and
Yes.
12 for the charges.
automatically advancing 6.
So,
Automatically
yeah,
charging
now
6.
it's on.
Horde round 5. So lots of things came on.
Yep.
Over here, just ran forward and completely flamed off this unit. This thing's savage.
Yeah, I went on, killed a lot, but I can't really do much when there's a lot
You've blocked
of...
a lot off.
Yeah, there's a lot of cattle in front of me, so I couldn't really get to the targets that
You've
I
been
really
very
want
lucky
to.
by keeping the Horse Guy, my Canoness in the corner, and the Arco-Flagellants. They mean that you've had to go to those as a Horde rather than the tanks at the back, because otherwise I suspect in a real game this would have absolutely minced some of the back line.
He would literally do something.
Yeah.
Even the Maleceptor over there would have done something.
Oh yeah, because it was Maleceptor came over, tried to kill there, but then actually had to charge in there, and luckily, the Canoness got completely squished. But, okay, so the Imperium are in a good place. I think we've just hold the line. And what have we got to do for our secret missions? I've got to survive. I've got to do secondaries. Alex has got to ensure everybody survives, and you've got to be on an objective, I think, Tim.
I do, yes.
So that's the key one. So let's see what we do in our turn 5. In terms of turn 5, we had to try and get our secret missions. I had to we had to do 7 secondaries, which you managed to do last turn, which was good. Alex, you had to make sure everybody survived, and Tim had to be on an objective with no one else on it. It was quite hard over here because of these 2, so we had to ignore that one. This was the only one he could get to with an advance. I think you managed to get a 4-inch advance, so round the corner and in, but it had to rely on us backing you up, basically, and absolutely murdering it off. Luckily, these Centurions have just rolled hot for the entire game and just absolutely nuked everything. But we've managed to survive and stop them coming across the trench, so victory to the Imperium.
I got over the trench.
You did go over the trench, yeah, but everything that came over we murdered. But look, hey Rob, come and shake all our hands. Thank you very much for the game.
Knees stopped us coming
That was good. Yeah, it was pretty pretty brutal. Yeah, it was pretty close at some stage. I just can't believe the firepower from these things. They're just outrageous. There's just I thought we were doomed when all of it came on first turn, but good game. Until next time.
Until next time, definitely.